A Qantas Boeing jet arrives at Kingsford Smith Airport, and a battery of newsreel, television and press cameramen awaits the Prime Minister, Mr. Menzies, returning from a visit to London and New York, where he has hammered out common market problems. Dame Pattie is at the airport to meet him, and so are some members of the Federal Cabinet. After a brief stay, the Prime Minister and Dame Pattie board another plane, this time bound for Canberra and the Prime Minister's lodge. Home again after a short but strenuous visit to London and New York. Mr. Menzies made only a brief statement on his arrival in Sydney, but the following day there's a national press conference at Parliament House. Here there's another battery of cameras and microphones and a small army of pressmen with notebooks, pencils and a host of questions. The first question is whether British official opinion is solidly in favour of entering the European common market.
I think my broad impression in the United Kingdom was that it would be a mistake to think that there's a unanimous mind. There isn't. The various ministers have various degrees of emphasis in their own minds. But I think there is broadly a considerable belief, not by any means universally held, a considerable belief that there's political merit in Great Britain going into Europe.
From London, Mr. Menzies went to Washington for talks with President Kennedy. What was the President's reaction to Australia's case on the common market? Sympathetic or not?
I was very greatly impressed by his lively and friendly interest in the Commonwealth, and indeed by his knowledge of it and what it stood for. I was also impressed by this, that he and his, I was going to say ministers, I'll use the Australian term, he and his ministers, do not want to see the price for the Commonwealth too high. They recognise that we have interests. They recognise that, like ourselves, like themselves, they want to. We want to grow, want to develop our business, and want to have the best possible access to the expanded European common market.
And then the royal tour. Will the Queen's visit be a stiffly formal one? Will it be more relaxed? Will it be a state-by-state tour like the last one? What kind of a royal visit can we expect in 1963?
My view on that, and Her Majesty shares it, is that if each royal visit becomes a full-dress journey, state by state, locality by locality, then it will become pretty tedious and will become inevitably pretty rare, because you can't go in for that kind of thing very frequently. And we've been trying for some time now to try to achieve the result of a special visit for a special purpose. On this occasion, the Queen, I think, would like to visit each state, but not just as a sort of state visit in which people are arguing about, why don't you come to our town because you went to another town last time? But perhaps some particular occurrence in a state will attract a royal visit. We're going into that this week.
The Prime Minister returns from world talks on subjects vital to every Australian.